Subscribe to THORNWOOD and purchase the book Nathan on Amazon.com.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. TENET! Hello everybody again. Hello everybody again for Dashboard Dissect. This is episode 4. 4.
Episode 2.
Well, with you. Hi ho.
The others don't count.
We saw TENET, the new Christopher Nolan film. And this guy here is the biggest fan for Christopher Nolan there can be. So he was excited, to say the least, at the gate.
Yeah, I was very, very pumped.
Well, this is not straight after when we've come to watch TENET. This is 2 days after to process, because it's one of those.
We were tired.
You were tired, I wasn't.
Working. 9 to 5.
Unemployed. But this film stars John David Washington as the protagonist. Literally the...
Fantastic.
What?
Which is fantastic.
Which is fantastic. He's basically a CIA agent, which is tasked after, would you say his first mission is a success?
I think he did a pretty damn good job.
Yeah, the opening to this film is very, very good. It shook us for a loop. You really enjoyed that, didn't you?
Yeah, that's good.
But anyway, its cast is John David Washington. He is the main protagonist, for that is his name, the protagonist in this film. Original and simple. But he is a special CIA operative that is taken in by the secret group called TENET, who are investigating some weird disturbances in the force.
It's like a stranger group, basically.
Which dabbles in time travel, or a specific type of time travel, which was very, very, if you know Christopher Nolan, he's very scientific with his theories and scientific plays that he likes to explain a lot.
It's kind of like time travel, but with like a parallel universe, in a way.
In a way, it sort of has, like, you know, it sort of akindles to when you have a glitch problem in any sort of game, and some guys just like still like walking on thin air, and then all of a sudden, whoosh, over there.
The only way to explain this film is if you've seen Red Dwarf. There's that episode.
Red Dwarf.
I can't remember.
That one Red Dwarf episode. That was just
season 3,
season
episode 1. Or it could be season 3, episode 1. I just know that.
But he's tasked. Protagonist is tasked with finding out about this technology and how they can put an end to this through this billionaire who seems to have a lot of interest in the technology and seems to dabble with it himself. And that is played, of course, by Kenneth Branagh.
Mysterious.
Who was originally in your favourite of Christopher Nolan's film, Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Would you like to elaborate?
Well, I'm not a big fan of Dunkirk. I still think it's not his best work.
And of course he's got along help with a very British Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. No, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, we're all for you on that one. But Pattinson he says he's part of like another branch which will help him out along the way. Of course it leads to very literal twists and turns. So what can we say about the good things with this film? Well, it's very unique, to say the least. It has that very distinct Christopher Nolan style. Very explanation, heavy. Yeah. Especially when it came to the first 10 minutes.
It is like Inception, though, on roids.
Lots of roids.
Yeah.
Like Inception's Hulk Hogan, here comes TENET, who is Ultimate Warrior.
yeah. The way they present this film, they give you information, but they give it in snippets, and you have to put it together. Which is fine. But easy puzzle piecing is quite nice to do with a film like this. But like, Inception spent like the first half an hour of the film explaining everything to you.
This one doesn't. It gives you like a 10-minute brief, and then that's, well, not even 10 minutes, it's like literally 2 minutes, and then that's it. That's all you've got to work on from there.
You need to be paying attention.
Really paying attention, because I think that explanation at the beginning doesn't really connect with what else is going on screen later on. And this is a 2.5-hour film.
Well,
so
it does connect. at the end.
It does connect, but at the start you're like, wait.
It is definitely a film that you have to watch twice. But
we sat on it for like a couple days, so we knew what was going on, we knew what happened, and we're going to present it now to our findings.
The soundtrack was perfect.
Yeah, I would say it's quite average, but it does fit the film very well. I think
they're quite average.
Well, I do like if you listen to the soundtrack, it sounds like the soundtrack is in repeat, which suits the film, which I think should belong. I wouldn't want to listen to this anywhere else, really. Oh yeah, experience Dolby sound with this fucking film. Every time.
I don't know, I personally like the soundtrack. I don't know, but then I like the soundtrack to Inception. I like this soundtrack to
nothing tops
pretty
Inception.
much everything apart from Dunkirk.
You really don't like Dunkirk?
But no, I do actually like the soundtrack of Dunkirk, that's all.
Is it because of Harry Styles?
Probably. It kind of ruined it for me. I was not happy about that.
I'm getting you his CD for Christmas now.
Oh, God. I hate it.
What the heck? Like I said, it's very unique in the story concept. But for me, I just didn't think the characters were very, you know, relatable.
The action's good, though.
The action is very good. It's very different from a lot of his other films.
There's a scene where the fight is, like, filmed in reverse, but with forward going on. So you've got forward and backwards going in between it, and it looks so weird.
At some point you think it's in present time, but then it just throws you for a loop and just goes, whoa, that way.
It's pretty cool. I did like that. That's really hard to film, I can imagine. There's just something missing about this film, but then
it is a spy film, so it's not really about the characters, it's about the situation.
This could be one of those films that in a few years' time, it'll be considered a cult classic. As in, you watched it multiple times and you might enjoy it more.
Maybe, yes.
Don't know. Honestly, I was disappointed. I came out of the cinema. George was actually happy. He was like, that was a good film, bro. I came out immediately like going, I came out like going,
Things that make you go,
Normally with a Christopher Nolan film, I'm smiling ear to ear. And there's just something that wasn't connecting.
You said to me on the way back that you think he's losing his touch.
Oh, I said some directors do, eventually. They lose that magic, that essence. Maybe his earlier films were his best. Like, I love The Prestige. I know a lot of people didn't like it back then, and I know it's changed over the years for where people enjoy it more.
This film definitely falls into the category of both Inception and Memento, ones that are very hard to follow.
Yeah. Not counting the comic book films. They're perfect.
They're on a separate tier.
Yeah, I'm taking them away.
One thing that was actually pretty good was Kenneth Branagan's. I keep saying Kenneth Branagh. Is it Kenneth Branagh or Kenneth Branagh?
Zab Brannigan.
Zab Brannigan. See,
that's what you're thinking. Protagonist. So he was a good actor.
He is a very good actor. He is. Although I just keep referring to him as Gilderoy Lockhart. It's how it's going to be. I can't change my mind on that. He's always going to be Gilderoy Lockhart to me. Or as my mum used to call him, Gilderoy Lockfart. So, really.
Wow. But I said it might be the characters didn't have much depth to them.
No, even though they were hinting there was a relationship there, it didn't feel genuine. Obviously because they're spies. If they're spies, then you're going to be just like, oh, can I trust him? Or it's going to be like this all throughout the film. It's like, can I trust him? Oh, maybe. Can you trust him? No. He's got liar written across his face mask. But I still hire him.
Dun, dun, dun.
Boney's like trying to recreate some of the scenes.
He says he didn't enjoy it.
He's not even like trying this episode. The science behind this is actually pretty good, but of course Christopher Nolan goes way into his science, especially with Interstellar. That was a great film.
The problem is there's gonna be a lot of people when they see this film, they either get it or they don't get it.
Sam didn't get it, by the way.
And they will be like, oh, the movie's shit automatically. But you have the people that get it and they will be like, oh, it's the greatest film in the world. It's not my fault you didn't understand it. Like, you're not bringing
don't be a bighead just because you understand things that others don't.
Like, totally understood everything. I just wasn't invested.
Just because it's a complicated story and you understand it does not make it a good film.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is coming from this. So what I've been seeing in reviews is
pseudo-intellectual films get like high approval from critics, where the audience is just like...
like I said, the intro of the film got me hooked. I was ready. I was on board.
Yeah, that was
the further it went on.
Do you think that was very Dark Knight-esque with that intro?
Yeah,
that felt like it was a comic book opening.
It was a very intense opening, and the music, and it felt James Bondy. Some people have said it's the editing that was bad as well. Like,
I didn't mind it,
but I didn't see a problem with the editing. The editing looked fine to me, but there was a lot of people saying that it cuts too quickly. Or I would say in some of the fight scenes it does, but I didn't really have a problem with it. If you had a problem with it, let us know. For the final outing, Adam, what would you rate this film? I actually think it's a 4.
You think it's a 4?
It's a 4.
Considering how much we sort of like critiqued it a little bit.
I'm not crapping on the film. Like, it's still a good film.
It is.
It wasn't a film that hit me. Like, I can recognise when a film's good. Yeah. And it is a good film.
Obviously,
and the concept of it was good as well. And the story was... See, the story is decent, but for me...
It doesn't hit you home.
It doesn't tickle my fancy. I don't know.
Doesn't tickle your taste.
Oh, like, yeah, I don't know. It's really... That's why I'm finding it really hard to review this. Because this isn't like average, oh, this is just a crap story.
And we've sat
pretty
on this.
Decent.
We've sat on this for 2 days.
Yeah. It's pretty decent, but...
Not a lot hits.
I don't know if I would want to watch it again.
See, I'm a little bit different with you on that. I'm giving it 3 fingers, purely because well made, well thought out, very...
I'm glad you can fit 3.
Very strong in structure, but I just can't connect with this film, not like his other films. And the story is like a really good idea in terms of time travel. It's going to be in it's going to be brought up in top tier lists where they discuss what is the best method of time travel. It's going to be up there, but I think it's going to be in the lowest tier possible, because even though it's quite simple to wrap your head around, once it starts to click in your mind what's going on, I can't connect with it. I think John David Washington was great, Robert Pattinson was good. A surprise by Aaron Taylor-Johnson got us both, because we were both looking at him going, oh, he's grown a beard since Godzilla. Well, that is our review for Tenet, guys. We hope if you've watched it, tell us if you have. We don't know what the next big old movie's going to be out. We've got to wait. We've got to wait a very long time to get more out. But as soon as we do, we will let you know. Catch me, AC Goodspeed here. Find him on Twitch, Facebook, Instagram. You know where to find him, and you know where to find me.
When I return to it.
When you return. When I eventually get him out again. Well, of course, you can find me at the website at THORNWOOD.online, as well as my Facebook and Instagram, and check out my blog in case you want to know anything new about my upcoming projects. We will catch you in the next Dashboard Dissect. See you soon. Let's gut them movies. Woo! A fringe group which dabbles on the dabbles.
You can edit in.
I know. So you'll see he's like the main guy that they look after.
And he's hot. With his little stubble beard.
Yeah.
Beep.
I'm waiting for one person to just toot their horn at one point. Just go, yeah, in the bed, okay.
Have you had that before?
Nope, not yet.
Well, tonight's the night.